What's going on, guys? It's GBP baby. Welcome back to another weekly review. I hope everybody's doing well, and let's get straight into things. So, as you know, if you've been following me, you know that my main PD array that I'm looking at is this monthly bearish order block right here. So this is my draw on liquidity right now. This is where I'm expecting price to keep drawing up towards, and once it trades into that, then and only then would I be expecting or anticipating a potential turn and significant turn in the market. So I'm happy to remain bullish on dollar until we reach that, and obviously bearish on the pairs. But right now I'm just looking for price to keep pushing towards that. And last week, which was very successful, you'll see how price continued to push up towards that target and trade into this massive fair value gap that we have between this low and this high. So yeah, I'm happy to see and expect price to continue to trade into this. I'm going to continue to expect another up close week because we shouldn't be bearish unless proven otherwise. Now, it is ridiculous. We've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks of up close delivery. We haven't had movement like this since 2023. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So it is possible, as in it is possible we may get another week of up close delivery. If that's the case, that's great because it'll be easier for us, and we can stick with our biases. But generally speaking, I am looking for us to trade up into this fair value gap and towards, remember, this monthly bearish order block. So what am I going to use to help me frame this and help get on the right side of the market? Well, first of all, I need to find out what high impact news we have this week. So let's double check. And we are approaching December very quickly. In fact, this is the last week before December, and December tends to be a bit of a stress in terms of the markets. They really start to get very fickle as we approach the holidays, and it doesn't usually loosen up until like mid or late January. So that I am taking into account, especially after seeing this much movement. It's likely we are going to go into a heavy consolidation. Go into a heavy consolidation. We do have high impact news on Tuesday, Wednesday. We've got jobless claims, and then that's it by the looks of things for dollar. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Tuesday. So that's interesting. Like I said, as we approach the month of December, and considering we've had this much expansion on a weekly time frame, it's likely we're going to have a lot of consolidation to try and, calm things down. So what do I mean by that? You see this price action here? I'll just draw it out between here and here. This is all consolidation, right? That's likely what we're going to expect as we move into the month of December. Why? Because it's typical to be in consolidation during December, and because we've had this large 8-week run, potentially 9, of just pure delivery to the upside. So that means, again, once we start to trade up into this range, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw pretty much the exact same happening around here, a lot of back and forth price action, before ideally we then start to trade on lower at the other end as we enter 2025. You can see similar price action around here as well. You see how we have a massive run and then it's followed by consolidation before retracement. And being able to identify these consolidations, these points of consolidations, it just makes it easier and more makes it easier to anticipate, which is why, like I said, as we're approaching this range, I wouldn't be surprised if we start to see a lot of back and forth price action. So let's just keep that in mind as we run into the months of December. But for now, let's go down and find out what we can use this week. So we have this wick right here. Between this wick and this wick, this is an order block because there's down delivery here and then here. So if we drag that out, the midpoint of that would be the very lowest I'd want to see price trade this week for me to remain bullish. Now, don't get me wrong, we might not even get down there, and we could even just use this wick. But it's very likely we will remain above this 50% level, and then we can start looking at the 25% level of this range as well. And remember, this is a weekly PD array, so it's best we have the wider range and give ourselves more flexibility. Just for convenience sake. So let's just get that marked out. We'll move this up. Make that dashed. And now we have weekly PD arrays. And obviously, if we're going to have an up close week, we want to see the low get created within this range. And then expansion to the upside and try and take out last week's highs. So let's get that high marked out as well as a nice buy side target. Like so. And then drop down to the daily and see what we can find. So similarly, again, not really much going on here. I am paying attention to this. When I see wicks like this, up close, an up wick and a down wick, I do look at them together like this. I do look at them as a couple almost. So I'm looking for price to tap into that and then ideally be able to springboard away from that to trade on higher. So I'm happy to see the same kind of delivery downside early in the week, and then I'd like to see expansion as we move to the latter part of the week. So let's go to the 4 hour, and you'll see we have a nice bullish order block residing down here and a fair value gap as well, big 4 hour fair value gap. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Honestly, ideally, it'll be nice to think that price doesn't even get below this range. I'm happy to see bearish price action running into Monday and Tuesday. So this fair value gap I want to see get filled. This bullish order block I want to see get traded to. Any lower than this low and I would be a little bit more suspicious. Because as far as I'm concerned, the way that we've left this consolidation over here, price shouldn't really need to return to it, especially the way we tapped into it and left price at this point. I'm happy for us to stay above this range. So realistically, let's get rid of this just to make our charts a little bit clearer. And I'm paying attention to this as we move into our daily, into the day. Let's go to the 1 hour, and what I'll do is I'll also get the daily dividers up, because having those daily dividers last week definitely made a difference. If you were watching last week, you'll know that, because daily highs and lows is where price draws to mainly. So when you have that marked out, it just makes things 10 times easier, especially with the Sunday opening price delineated as well. So there's our Sunday open right there, and we'll get that drawn out as well. Now I don't have my keyboard with me and my laptop's a bit dodgy, so you're gonna have to bear with me in terms of my shift button doesn't work. There we go. So with that Sunday opening, I'm happy. I want to see price drop below it as we start the week, and then I'd like to expand above it to the last part of the week. I'm relying on this consolidation. This is all consolidation. I'm relying on this consolidation to provide support, so I'm happy to see us trade into it on Monday, but I'd like to think that price can turn around within it, moving into Tuesday and Wednesday ideally, for us to then trade on higher. So pretty simple expectations. Obviously I tend to let Monday trades first. I don't really trade Mondays just because it's easy that way. And then you can see we have a nice little breaker here as well. So we've got this little swing high, this up close. This is all a bullish order block, so it'll be nice to see if moving into Sunday and Monday we tap into that, and then we can start thinking about attacking this high. Depending on how quick it happens, we might find that we're expanding during Tuesday and Wednesday towards the highs. If that's the case, then Thursday and Friday we'd get a deep retracement later on in the week. But as I just said, I don't tend to trade Mondays, and that's why, because I need to see how fast we're moving to what levels, whether we're staying below that Sunday level or if we're going to hover above it first and then dip below it. So there's lots of things to consider, but generally speaking, these are the things I'm paying attention to. So although this isn't like a daily review where I'm saying I want to see price do this and see X, Y, Z, I'm showing you what I'm paying attention to that's going to help me frame my week, and then I can start looking for setups based on that and around it. So that's everything on dollar. Let's head over to GBP USD. I didn't even realize GBP did. Oh, is this week? Yes, it is. That's crazy. Crazy opening gap right there. Not the best behavior from pound as we tap down into that low, which I called out last week. So again, if you watched last week's videos, you'll know we had beautiful delivery. Let's go to the monthly, take a closer look at what's going on. So it ran out stops below here. We've got sell side liquidity that's been which is being grabbed right now currently. So as far as I'm concerned, they should be accumulating, because remember, I am anticipating a reversal, especially with this much up close price action and us trading into this bearish order block. I'm anticipating a reversal. Not necessarily this week, not necessarily next week, but in my mind's eye and in my understanding of price action, I'm waiting for that to happen, like I'm expecting, and we'll know when it happens. So with that in mind, as far as I'm concerned, on the pairs, they should be accumulating sell stops in order to bring it back on itself. Rejection block, we traded down into that last week as well. I had a comment about that, or someone spoke about it in the Discord server. So if you haven't joined the Discord server, do check it out. But you see how we tapped into it and came off of it? Very interesting, isn't it? So it'd be nice to see if we can do that again moving into this week. And yeah, generally speaking, I don't really expect us to go any lower than this low. If we're gonna if price is gonna reverse, this is the lowest price is gonna trade to, this 50% level right there. So let's get that marked out like so, just so we have it on the charts. And then obviously, if we start working our way towards it this week, we'll know what we're trading towards. Let's go to the weekly. And obviously, you can see we're wicked up higher. It's opening us higher, which is interesting. but I'm going to mark out this weekly low nonetheless because I do believe price will still try and target that. And in terms of premium and discount, similarly, we're looking at this for premium PD arrays and then this range. And let's split it up into 25%. Now, I haven't really done anything like this directly. It does seem like I'm just bringing new things in all the time. But it makes it, as hard as it is to explain, it makes sense. Especially when there's no PD arrays on this time frame on the weekly that we can really use, other than these wicks. But you can see that pretty much lines up with what I'm talking about anyway. So potato, potato, tomato, tomato, as in it's the same thing. But yeah, I'm looking for, generally speaking, if we're expecting a down close week, I'm happy to see us rally up into this range early in the week, and then obviously expansion to the downside, and then we can start thinking about maybe even this bullish order block right here. That would be very sensitive to price if we do manage to tap down into that. So we've got quite a few levels marked out. Let's get rid of this for now since we've already traded to it. The south side liquidity is a target. We've got a bullish order block right here. This will be the very lowest I'd want to see price trade. So let's just get rid of that for now and drop down to the daily and take a closer look at what's going on up here. And voila, we have a beautiful bearish order block. So that would be ideal, wouldn't it, if price was to trade up into that. So let's get rid of this range. I'm just going to use this range. Remember, this is the wicks from the weekly. We don't need that anymore. And we have a fair value gap. So moving into Monday and Tuesday, I'm happy for price to trade on higher, trade into this bearish order block where I'd then look for shorts, ideally, assuming that dollar does want to drop on lower and trade into that range that I was speaking about over there. So if all that works, I just realized this opening gap, but anyway, that will fix itself. Let's let Monday trade first. But generally speaking, I don't expect price to trade any higher than this bearish order block, especially not on the daily level. So this 50% level right here, price shouldn't need to get any higher than that. But moving into the day in general, I want to see us rally in towards that. If it doesn't happen, if we don't rally on Monday, that's fine. Tuesday will give it us. Really not in a rush. But it'd be nice to see if we can return back to this massive consolidation, which is the original consolidation before the expansion. So it's typical for price to want to try and target and trade into that. So yeah, again, not really much more to say. This opening gap is crazy. I haven't seen anything like this on pound before. But again, price shouldn't be able to get into this consolidation. Price shouldn't be able to trade through this consolidation very easily, which is what's keeping me comfortable and expecting us to just trade into the bearish order block, which we can see right here. That should be able to help us look for potential setups. So let's get that red. Take out the midpoint. And that's what I'll be paying close attention to. I'll be paying close attention to how price is acting, what's inside there, and then this will be my target for the week. And then that bullish order block is a potential, higher time frame target. So yeah, again, lots of consolidation, but this opening gap saying something else, I don't even know. But let's just let Monday trade, and obviously I'll update you tomorrow. So let's go to Euro. Euro's looking quite interesting as well. Beautiful delivery on Euro last week. Let's go to the weekly, monthly here as well. Take a closer look, and you'll know that Euro's closer to dollar because Euro's a good boy. Lol. Again, ran out significant sell stops below the monthly, so we've accumulated stops and we've came off it already. Now I'm happy for price to tap back down into there as well. We do have a massive fair value gap right here. Now, do I want to see this fair value get filled? Ideally, no. If this gets filled, I think there's going to be issues, to be honest, like on a geopolitical level. But that 50% level, I'm happy for price to trade down into, because that's what we call consequent encroachment, and it's on a monthly. So there is potential for price to want to target this in the discount. But the fact that we've accumulated stops, again, remember, I'm expecting a reversal. So this, just like where I'm expecting a reversal on GBP on a high time frame, and I'm expecting a reversal on dollar on a high time frame, I want to see Euro give us the same right here if that's to play out. So let's go to the weekly. Same thing, not really much to work off. We have this range, or we can look at these wicks again. Now I'm going to look at this wick, drag that through. 50% level again, even though we're pretty much tapping into that already. Once we're above there, that would be a nice premium for me to ideally look for shorts, because again, I'm expecting last week's low to be targeted for south side liquidity. So let's go to the daily. Let's take a closer look. And you'll see again, voila, bearish order block. So price should respect the bearish order block. If we're bearish, price will respect the bearish order block. Simple as. So we can draw that out, and this is the highest we want to see price trade in the new week. Any higher than that, whole different story. But ideally, this shouldn't get violated at all. We want to see price trade in, tap into it, and we want to find rejection at that. That will help us. That will support our expectations of wanting to see lower prices and target our sell side pool with the expectation to reach here at a very, maximum. Goes the 4 hour. Again, what's that made up of? Consolidation. And again, price shouldn't be able to tap through that consolidation yet. And what do I mean by that? Why not yet? Because I've done this a million times, guys. When price comes to a certain price level, and you need to keep this in your head, it'll hit it, it'll pull out, and it'll go one more time, and then it'll trade higher. So that's what I want to see happening right here, which is why I'm allowing for this. I'm allowing for retracement, because I do think it's going to come back down and run those stops one more time. But to be honest, that's not even the significant price level, is it? This is a significant price level. I got that wrong. This would be the significant price level, because this is from this low. Yeah, hard to explain. It's easier said than done. But yeah, nonetheless, I'm gonna let Monday trade. Hope that all makes sense. Thank you so much for watching. Apologies about my throat and whatnot. I am getting a new laptop very soon, so quality of these videos and everything should be quite much better. But yeah, thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to drop a like, drop a comment, smash subscribe, join the mailing list, join Discord, and I'll catch you tomorrow. Peace.